Hey, me again. So, update. So, we've pulled, mangled it a little bit. Turns out I don't have any long center punches, or whatever you call them, straight punches that can fit down, especially in this about 2mm, or whatever size, 2.2mm, whatever, inside these things. So I ended up drilling them out, which is why they look horrible. But I have gone and threaded them. I need to go order some... See, I threaded them. I've got my threading tool right here. What is it? What size is it? I always forget. An M3. So I don't have any M3 grub screws. I have M4 grub screws, but not M3. M4 I think will probably be for the bigger sized locks, cylinders and stuff, and Bibles, whereas this is obviously everything's smaller. And this is the thing, the big problem with this one. Everything is smaller. So for the time being, I have these M3 screws. And they work, they fit in there. If I had used my left hand, my right hand, my correct hand, threads in, so I can at least use these to test it all out. But I'll have to order some M3 grub screws. That's fine, but they may take a while to come because of Corona. But what do we have? So I've been playing around, and if we look at our key, we can see that there's a large big dip here, a large pin there, a large cut. That we want to force people to push that up, because we've got a very high cut here. So one of the things I wanted to do is I want to put a double spring on this last one. So when you're pulling up, of course I don't have a pick on me. When you're pulling up, hopefully you set. Hold on. I have one in arm's reach. Always should have one in arm's reach. So when we push that up, if you don't have a high enough curve on your pick, hopefully you'll actually set this guy at the same time. And because it'll have a stronger spring even, you have to push it up harder. So that's my plan. Problem was, I went through the kit that I got from Paul and other things, and from reload kits and stuff, and their springs are all too wide. A little while ago, back in America, when I went to a trip in America for work, I bought, I don't know if you remember, it's probably one of my videos, one of the scores I got was a bag full of random pins, just a bag of pins that someone pulled out of a whatever. And there were some springs in there. And one of these springs, I think it's this guy, is just the right size. I have one of them. It seems to fit in there nicely. So, score. Next, we've got a high pin. We've got these low cuts. Now, because they're such low cuts, here they are here. Because they're such low cuts, there's not really much point in putting too much of a security driver pin in, because it's barely going to get in there. So that's not very useful. So I thought what we'd do is we would use like a serrated key pin like this. This is one I got from the pack that Paul got me. Let's see if I can get around the camera a bit better. My messy thing. See if you can see it better. Where's my tweezers? Maybe that'll help. Sorry. Here we go, it's better. So it's got a serration in it. Awesome, except being a padlock, they don't quite fit in. So our next problem is I don't have any smaller pins. So my next attempt, I think I'm going to try, and we'll try it tonight, maybe if I have time. These are pretty long pins. I'm wondering if I can somehow get that into the Dremel with enough give that I can have a little bit of play. And maybe I'll turn the existing key pin into a serrated, just by just a little bit of a cut in the middle here. So in other words, I'm trying to recreate one of these driver pins on one of the small ones. So that's the plan. Let's see if it works. Cut to outside on the deck where there's light. Let's see if this works. See you soon. Okay, back again. We're up here with the drill in the vise. Next problem. There's always a problem. Our next problem is obviously our pins are so thinner than normal ones, and they don't actually fit. They won't hold it tight. They're too thin. So I'm going to do a hack, and I'm going to try and use tape to wrap our pins up. Okay. Now, see, I've wrapped the pin in some paper. I'm hoping that that'll give it enough hold, I guess is the term. Grip. And still spin nicely. No idea. This is a mental. Just so you know, I've never done this before. This is the first time we try this, and we'll do it on camera. What could possibly go wrong? So I have a cutting blade. That'll be a nice cutting blade to use. This is what I'll do. Just find the tool. So I should be more prepared, I guess. I guess I'm going to leave it on this too, can't I? I'm just going to use this cutting tool. I'll hold it. Hopefully, just put a little serration. We'll just go for one. I guess we start by turning it on. Plug it in. Try and slow first. Seems pretty good. Not the best light here at all. Is that working? It's doing something. It's going to be a bit faster then. Okay, that went flying somewhere. Oh, that doesn't work. Back to the drawing board. I might be crazy. I found it. I'm going to try one more time. It won't go as fast this time. I'm going to use got a little bit of a serration there. I don't know if you can see that. Yes, I'm a glutton for punishment. Now we're going to try to use some files this time. Don't mind that, it's just a neighbour bringing their bin back in. What's sharp? That's we want it that way if we can do this. We've done something. We've made it quite tight at the end there. Exactly what I wanted, but files work a lot better. So look up. It's not the best in the world, if you can see that, but we've got a little bit of a lip on one side, so I think we're on the right track. We're going to try the next guy. Success. Well, it's not the prettiest, but it now has a spool or serration in it. Let's I'll pause you while I do the other one again. Maybe we can get a slightly better serration in him. Hold on. That'll do. Not the best serrations I've ever done. Well, actually, yes, it is the best serrations I've ever done, because it's the only serrations I've ever done. They might end up being a bit more. Sorry about the cars. Might end up being a bit more like spools. But they're better than nothing. I'll take you downstairs. Hold on. Okay, I think that's what we're going to call it for this video. We've got, like as I left it, we've got serrated. I've threaded a few of these chambers. We've managed to find a spring that fits. And I even kind of turn these into serrations. Some are better than others. First time I've ever done it, so I can't really complain. That's a lot better, that one. That one was the poor guy who had a bit of an adventure, flinging away, trying different things, razor blades and stuff. So he's a little bit mutated. But next step is to put them back together. I've just ordered the grub screws that I need. So I figure I'll leave the video here. And the next video will be a very short, well, on the challenge lock. The next video on the challenge lock will be a short one. It'll just be putting it back together again as soon as these grub screws arrive. So until then, I hope you enjoyed part 2, and part 3 will be very short. And the only reason we can't do that now, grub screws are in the mail, and COVID-19 means I have no idea when they'll turn up. Hopefully in a few days, maybe a week or 2. So we'll take it as it comes. And if I have to wait too long, we'll pick a lock. See you around, and thanks for watching.